Fantasy Football Sniper coming at you. This is the debut of our notes. Hang around to the end of the video. I'm going to give you a secret awesome player at the end of the video that could really make a huge difference in your draft and in your team. All right, so the notes. The whole idea of these notes is, and this is really unique compared to what I see anyone else doing, actually. I don't see anyone else doing this. So I wanted to share it with you. And I think this can make a huge impact on devastating when you're going up against your teammates. There's a lot of good players. Everyone can draft usually a decent starting lineup and try to build a bench, and that makes a difference. But really, what kills people is when you draft, somebody takes your player, and you have your tiers, you have your pre-draft rankings. You're like, oh my God, someone just took them right before me, and now I'm on the clock. There's 1 minute, so I need a running back. I'll just grab someone. And you take someone, then a round goes by, and you're like, oh my God, I don't even like that guy. I just took him because the numbers said that he was the next guy, but I hate that player. So now I'm trying to make up for it. And now you're just kind of demolishing your own draft. So this is going to avoid that. This is really to make things simple. You can't have a million things going on. What I do is I take the ADP. Unless I say otherwise, the default for the way I'm thinking and presenting is 12-team leagues, one quarterback, 6 points for a touchdown. Pretty much that's the default for my thinking. You can adjust it according to your leagues as well. So what I do is I take the ADPs and I leave it. When I see a player I like D'Onta Foreman, I'm not taking him and bumping him. Like I constantly hear people saying, oh, well, let me check my ranking and see where he is. I'm not doing that. I'm just taking D'Onta Foreman. I'm highlighting him in green. Maybe I'm making it bold. Maybe I'm making the font a little bigger. I want that to stick out to me on draft night. And I want him exactly where that ADP is because I don't want to take him too early. If I know his ADP is, let's see, all the way down here after Hunt and Jalen Samuels, maybe if I really love him, I got to jump it a little bit and reach for him. But I want to know what most statistical probability where he's going to go, what other people are looking at. And if I jumble my list to make him higher, I'm going to reach too far for somebody like that. So that's the thinking on this list. I leave the ADPs where they are, and every so often I'll update the whole ADP list. But right now, this is the first wave, and you can see green is good, red is bad. LeSean McCoy, I love you, LeSean McCoy. I have a jersey as a football player. I have your jersey. He has too much mileage. Oh my goodness. So I'd rather play against you than have you on my team. So this really works out well in terms of, I'm not sure if I'd want Foreman to be my starter, but right around here, Royce Freeman and Howard, I just made them bold because I really think I could go with them as a running back number 2 and stock up elsewhere. Really like getting some solid wideouts before that and not reaching for a Carson and Carson's fine. I love Philip Lindsay, but he's electric, but I don't know if I can count on him. Drake, I'm just not sure about. Kerryon Johnson, I don't believe in Detroit. Stafford's a beast in terms of playing through injury, but in terms of fantasy, that whole offense, teams like Detroit are always summer darlings, right? Teams like Detroit, everyone loves their Detroit Lions until the games begin. So I'd like to see, instead of doing that, I could see, I have some good running backs here. I don't mind going with them. I'd even go with Eckler. And then that way I can stock up elsewhere. So that's how I read my list. And so what I want to do is, for most leagues, if it's online, I can just roll with this on the second or third monitor. But if you're going somewhere, I try to put it all on one page. So quarterbacks are all on one page. It has hyperlinks. Wide receivers, I had no chance to get that on one page. But you know what? I don't think there's anybody really on here. Let's see if the second page, if anyone really, I guess Pryor's on there. I don't know. Is he going to make a comeback? Hurd's a rookie. I don't know. Maybe some of these guys, I'm going to leave them where they are for now. But if I start seeing some things, I'll probably get them on the first page, and maybe I'll do like a print on both sides thing because I really don't want too many papers. So that's pretty much the key. Green is good. Bold and bigger font is awesome. Some people I crossed out, like Marshawn Lynch or Crowell, they're not playing this year. I have little notes about who's hurt. This Kareem Hunt is suspended. I want no parts of him. He's got a bye week around week 12, I think. I just don't see him. I'm going to have him for 3 regular season games. I don't think 3 or 4 and before the playoffs begin. He's not going to get a million touches when he comes back right away. He's going to get, best case scenario, he's going to be eased in, I think. So I'm just going to make him red. It's a shame, fantasy wise, how that went. But DeSean Jackson, I told you I'd give you a secret awesome player that can change. Now, DeSean, I expect him to climb these rankings. He is really far down right now. Kind of like Gallup a little bit too. Look at these players after. These are terrible wideouts. Nobody wants to go with these. I want to see how Josh Gordon goes too if he gets reinstated. But DeSean Jackson, I have him really big. I'm doing mock drafts. He's fallen into the 9th and 10th round. And I'm like, oh my God, like I drafted a wideout or too early, and I'm thinking if I can get DeSean in the 9th round or 10th round, that means I can go get Pat Mahomes. I can get a Travis Kelce. Because you always feel like, oh, I got to wait on a quarterback or tight end. You don't want to take them too high because then, a lot of people want to stack up on the running backs and wideouts. But knowing later on in my mocks that I'm getting DeSean Jackson, when he play, his whole thing is health. I don't know if he's going to make it the whole year, but kick off the year, if your league has trades, it's definitely a player to grab. Carson Wentz was not 100% last year. They didn't admit that until like Thanksgiving. But so you go back 2 years, Carson Wentz was an amazing player and probably the MVP of the league 10 weeks into it. He was an amazing player. DeSean Jackson, an amazing player throughout his career. He has some kind of record for most, I don't know, is it 50 or 60-yard bombs. So he's not going to get you 12 catches in a game. But if he's going to get 4 or 5 catches, I guarantee you one of them is going to be a deep bomb, and you're going to get some home run balls. He's going to win you weeks. He's the kind of guy, I start 3 wideouts, or if you start 2 wideouts in a flex, this guy drafted in the 9th or 10th round, it's not the first rounders. You don't want to pick someone who flames out on you. Hopefully you get those players right, but if you get a DeSean Jackson at the end of your bench, that guy is going to put up number 1 numbers. A lot of weeks he's going to win you. He's going to win you weeks. I want to check out how the Eagles offense goes. That could change as we get into August. But for right now, I see DeSean Jackson. He did not slow down at all. When he was playing last year and he was banged up a little bit, and Winston was terrible at the long ball. So when Fitzpatrick was playing, that guy could get the long ball out to him. I believe Carson Wentz can get him the long ball. He's a perfect fit for that offense. He has awesome value. I mean, look at the play. People are going to be taking kickers, and you're going to have DeSean Jackson coming to you. People are going to take a defense or a kicker. There's always some knucklehead in some of these leagues, right? They might take the top defense. To be honest, I'm not even looking at defenses. I just kind of listed them off a site somewhere. And so defense and kickers, I'm not spending a lot of time on that. At some point, I'll spend a day and try to break it down so I'm not completely oblivious, but it's defense. All right. So that's how I'm looking at it. Tight ends, huge priority for me. I'm really got to dive in deeper to the rookies. I'm going to do some more videos, break down all these positions, give you a lot of updates. But if you get a chance, go to our Patreon. You can get this in. It's only $2. You're going to get this, and you're going to constantly get updates. It's going to save you a lot of time from having to download all this and juggle it around. You get all my notes, and you're going to constantly get the updates on the notes as well. So if you want to support what I'm doing, if you love fantasy football like I do, check this out. You know what? I'll put a link in the description. I want to give this first one out. Give this first one out for free for all you early birds coming in to this channel and supporting early. I love you. I appreciate it. And I'm going to see you really soon.